You are about to build or buy a courtyard home. You have done your research. You know you want that central outdoor space wrapped by your house. Smart choice. But here's where most people get tripped up, and it costs them. There are two completely different ways to design a courtyard home. One wraps around 3 sides and leaves one end open. The other wraps around all 4 sides, completely sealing that outdoor space inside your house like a private world. And the difference between those two shapes, the U versus the O, changes everything. Your energy bills, your privacy, your construction cost, your resale value, even how your family actually lives in the house day to day. Most people pick one without ever understanding the trade-offs. Today we're going to fix that. But before we go any further, if you are new here, hit subscribe right now. We cover real, honest data on alternative housing and smart builds every single week. No fluff, no affiliate hype. And stay with me to the end of this video, because I'm going to tell you which design actually wins for most buyers in 2026, and it might surprise you. Let us start with the basics so we are all on the same page. The U-shaped courtyard house wraps the structure around 3 sides of a central outdoor space. One end stays open, usually facing a backyard, a view, or the street. Think of it like a horseshoe. The house forms 2 wings connected at one end, with that beautiful courtyard nestled between them. The O-shaped courtyard house, sometimes called a ring plan or enclosed atrium design, completely encircles the courtyard. Every side of that outdoor space has a wall, a room, or a corridor to house around it. The courtyard sits at the center like the stone in a ring. There is no open end. You get in and out through the house itself. Now here is what is interesting. Both designs are ancient. The O-shape traces back to the Roman domus, a home built around an impluvium or central courtyard that collected rainwater and let in light. It was the gold standard of Roman residential design for centuries. The U-shape is more common in American and Mediterranean residential architecture, and today it dominates the courtyard home market in the US. But ancient does not mean outdated. In 2026, both styles are very much alive, and each one is being chosen for very different reasons. Round 1, privacy. This is where the O-shape starts to flex its muscles. When your courtyard is fully enclosed on all 4 sides, nobody outside your house can see into it. Not a neighbor, not a passerby, not a drone flying over your street. Your outdoor living space is completely hidden from the world. You could be out there in a bathrobe at noon, reading a book, letting the kids run around, and 0 people walking past your property will ever know. Architectural design data confirms that the O-shaped or enclosed courtyard plan is specifically ideal for families whose top priority is privacy. That is not a marketing tagline. That is a functional reality of the geometry. Now the U-shape absolutely offers more privacy than a standard open backyard. The 2 wings create a sheltered feel, and the house walls act as wind and sight barriers on 3 sides. That is genuinely valuable. But that open 4th side is a privacy gap. If your U-shape faces the wrong direction, or your lot sits close to a road or a neighbor, that gap can undercut the whole feel of your courtyard. You can address it with a gate, a wall, or a hedge, but that costs extra money in planning. Round 1 winner, O-shape, by a clear margin when privacy is the priority. Round 2, natural light and ventilation. This one is where science gets genuinely interesting. Both courtyard shapes are outstanding at pulling natural light into interior rooms. That is one of the core reasons to build a courtyard home in the first place. Rooms that face the courtyard get light from that side and from their outer walls, meaning you can have dual-aspect rooms flooded with daylight without sacrificing privacy. That is something a conventional rectangle house simply cannot do. Peer-reviewed research published in scientific reports found that courtyard designs, particularly compact enclosed configurations, can significantly reduce cooling demand, with optimized designs hitting under 75 kilowatt-hours per square meter per year in hot climates. In a 2025 study in Abuja, Nigeria found that multi-level courtyard configurations reduced indoor temperatures by up to 2.15 degrees Celsius compared to standard building forms. Here is the key difference between the U and the O though. The U-shape benefits from wind-driven cross-ventilation through that open end. Air moves in, crosses the courtyard, and exits. It is natural airflow working in your favor, especially in temperate or breezy climates. The O shape creates what architects call a stack effect. Warm air rises from the central courtyard and draws cooler air in from the rooms around it. This works brilliantly in hot, dry climates. In a humid or cold climate, it can actually work against you, trapping heat or reducing airflow in ways that feel stuffy. Research published in Nature Heritage Science confirmed that courtyard designs are most energy efficient in hot, dry, and warm, humid climates, and less effective in cold or temperate regions. This is critical for your decision. Round 2 result, tie. With a climate condition, hot and dry climate, O-shape edges ahead. Breezy, temperate, or cold climate, U-shape ventilates better. Round 3, construction cost. And this is where we get honest with some real 2026 numbers. Building any courtyard home costs more than building a simple rectangle. That is just the reality of the geometry. More exterior wall per square foot of living space means more materials, more foundation, more roof lines, more complexity. For context, in 2026, national average construction costs run between $180 and $250 per square foot for standard builds, and $280 to $450 per square foot or higher for custom homes, according to verified industry sources, including Autodesk and HomeGuide. Premium custom builds in coastal or high-demand markets are pushing well past $500 per square foot. Now layer on the courtyard shape. Both U and O designs carry cost premiums over basic box, but they are not equal. The U shape adds complexity in roofing. You get hips, valleys, multiple roofline intersections, and it expands the foundation footprint significantly. It adds a lot of exterior wall area per unit of interior square footage. That is not the most construction-efficient layout in the world, but it is manageable. The O shape goes further. Fully enclosing that courtyard means even more exterior wall, a more complex structural system, and, in most climates, serious drainage infrastructure to manage rainwater that falls into a sealed central space. And here is the engineering trap that catches people off guard. If a standard backyard drain clogs, you get a muddy lawn. If your O-shaped courtyard drain clogs, the entire center of your house becomes a swimming pool. You need heavy-duty commercial drains, flawless waterproofing, and absolute precision engineering on that central drainage system. This is not optional on an O-shaped design. It is a non-negotiable structural requirement. Some O-shaped designs also glass over the courtyard to create a climate-controlled atrium, which adds tens of thousands of dollars on top of that. The honest answer? For the same square footage of living space, an O-shaped design will typically cost more to build than U-shaped design. Budget at minimum a 10 to 20% premium for the enclosed design over an equivalent U-shape. Round 3 winner. U-shape. It is the more cost-efficient courtyard option. Round 4. Lot size and site requirements. This one matters more than most people realize. The U-shape is more forgiving about the lot shape. Because it has one open end, it can orient itself in multiple directions to take advantage of views, prevailing winds, or lot boundaries. It works well on elongated lots, corner lots, and even moderately narrow sites. Ranch-style U-shaped homes are common precisely because that open end gives you flexibility. The O-shape demands more from your lot. To fully enclose a usable courtyard, you need sufficient total square footage to build living space on all 4 sides and maintain a courtyard of meaningful size at the center. Now I want to be specific here, because this channel covers a range of home sizes. Technically, you can build an O-shaped courtyard on a smaller footprint. There are Japanese Tsubanawa courtyard designs and compact urban atrium homes that do exactly that. But here is the livability reality. To have a standard family home where the rooms do not feel like narrow hallways, an O-shaped design typically needs a footprint closer to 2,500 to 3,500 square feet. If you try to force an O-shape into a tiny home footprint, your central courtyard turns into a dark light well rather than a livable oasis. The U-shape, by contrast, adapts gracefully to smaller footprints. You can build a genuinely functional U-shaped courtyard home well under 2,000 square feet and still have a usable outdoor space between the wings. Round 4 winner. U-shape, more flexible and more forgiving on a variety of lot types and home sizes. Round 5. Lifestyle and daily living. This might be the most important round of all. Let's be honest about something. You are not just buying a floor plan. You are buying a way of living. The U-shaped courtyard home has a certain openness to it. That open end connects your outdoor courtyard space to the broader landscape. It feels inviting. If you have a stunning mountain view, a tree lean, or a water feature on your property, the U-shape lets that view breathe into your courtyard. The covered porch, outdoor kitchen, or pool in a U-shaped plan feels like it belongs to the land. For families with kids, the U-shape creates a semi-supervised outdoor zone. Parents in the kitchen or living room can see children playing in the courtyard. The open end is not always a downside. It can be a feature. The O-shaped courtyard creates a fundamentally different emotional experience. It is inward. It is quiet. Step out your door into the central courtyard in the world. The noise, the neighbors, the traffic disappears. It is a private sanctuary. Some owners describe it as having a secret garden hidden at the center of their home. For multi-generational families, the O-shape works beautifully because different wings of the house can be dedicated to different family members while everyone shares the central outdoor space. It also lends itself naturally to multi-unit living or Airbnb setups. Each wing can function semi-independently. The U-shape edges the O-shape for pure social entertaining and indoor-outdoor flow. The O-shape wins for serenity, privacy, and intentional living. Round 5 result. Personal preference, but the O-shape wins on privacy and serenity, and the U-shape wins on openness and social flow. Round 6. Resale value. Both courtyard home designs carry strong curb appeal and resale value potential, simply because they are unusual. Most neighborhoods are full of rectangles. A U or O-shaped courtyard home stands out in the market. That said, U-shaped homes have broader market appeal. They are more recognizable. Buyers understand the layout immediately. They work in more climate zones, more regions, and more lot types. Real estate data consistently shows that U-shaped and courtyard entry designs carry great curb appeal and resale value. The O-shape is a more specialized product. In the right market, upscale, warm climate communities with privacy-focused buyers, it can command a significant premium. But in colder northern markets or more conventional suburban areas, it can be harder to sell because buyers may not be familiar with the concept. Bottom line, the U-shape is a safer resale bet for most markets. The O-shape is a higher ceiling, higher risk play. Round 6 winner. U-shape for broader markets. O-shape for premium niche markets. Alright, here's what you came for. We had gone 6 rounds. Here is the honest scorecard. The U-shaped courtyard house wins on construction cost, lot flexibility, ventilation in temperate and cool climates, social and entertaining flow, and broader resale appeal. It is more accessible, more forgiving, and more versatile. For most people building a courtyard home in 2026, especially in the US, especially with typical suburban or semi-rural lots, the U-shape is the smarter, safer, more practical choice. The O-shaped enclosed courtyard house wins on maximum privacy, passive cooling performance in hot, dry climates, a sense of sanctuary that is genuinely hard to replicate with any other design, and premium market appeal for the right buyer. If you are building in Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, Texas, or anywhere with a hot, arid climate, and privacy is a non-negotiable, the O-shape deserves serious consideration. It is also ideal for multi-generational living, because the ring plan naturally carves the house into distinct zones that share one beautiful central space. But here's the nuance nobody talks about. You do not have to choose between them as rigidly as this comparison suggests. Many of the best courtyard home designs in 2026 are hybrids. An O-shape with a covered breezeway entry. A U-shape with a closing gate wall that gives you the option to seal the courtyard for privacy when you want it. Or an L+ wall configuration that achieves narrow enclosure at lower cost. The design matters less than the decision framework. Ask yourself, what is my climate? What are my privacy needs? How big is my lot? What is my budget? How do I actually want to live in this house? Answer those honestly, and the right shape picks itself. Privacy level. U-shape, moderate, requires gating or hedges on open end. O-shape, maximum, 100% enclosed, fully private. 2026 cost premium. U-shape, baseline custom construction rates. O-shape, 10 to 20% higher than U-shape. Climate sweet spot. U-shape, temperate, breezy, in cold climates. O-shape, hot, arid, and desert climates. Air movement. U-shape, cross-ventilation, wind-driven. O-shape, stack effect, thermal convection. Lot flexibility. U-shape, highly adaptable, works on narrow and smaller lots. O-shape, demands wider or larger footprint for livable rooms. Resale profile. U-shape, broad market appeal. O-shape, high-end premium niche. So, which one would you build? Drop your answer in the comments. U-shape or O-shape? And tell me your biggest reason. I read every single comment, and it shapes what we cover next. If this video helped you think through your build, do me a favor and share it with someone who is planning a courtyard home. It might save them a very expensive mistake. And if you want to keep going deeper on courtyard design, check out our video on passive cooling through atrium design, linked right here. It goes deep on exactly how to engineer natural ventilation into a central courtyard space, and the numbers are genuinely surprising. I will see you in the next one.